Hey, Lucy. We didn't need to get off on that last one. I just wanted to end the video so that the videos aren't too long. If they get too long, they don't. Well, actually, my videos get quite a few views, anyways, because that was a lot of really good, inspiration. People are going to get excited.
I hope so.
People with neurological disorders.
I get very theatrical, Dan. So I had to curb myself a little bit. But I do hope that it came across. It's as real as it can be. It's not even a testimonial. It is the truth, man. It is the truth.
Okay, well, let's do the next video about how to improve the quality of your sleep.
Okay.
So you got 6 hours of sleep last night for the first time in your life.
For the first time in my life. L-I-F-E. Life.
So good.
I'm walking around here buzzing. I'm buzzing, and they're like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I slept." They're like, "Huh?" Because for most people, they do that anyways. Not for somebody who never sleeps. And if I do get any sleep, it's always chemically based. And you feel like crap the next day. You feel tired, you have headaches, and it's just horrible. Like, to be able to take a breath right now and not actually feel anything in my head. Oh my God.
Nice.
I don't know.
Yeah, sleeping is mandatory because at that time the body can do all of its processes. Chemically induced sleep, your body doesn't get a chance to clean out the liver, purify the kidneys. So, and the earlier you get to bed, the better. I know you New Yorkers stay up late, but the best time for a human to be sleeping is between the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. are the hours where the maximum amount of regeneration takes place. So what I like to do is about 9:30, go to bed at about 9:30 and turn on a really dim light and take out a nice spiritual book or maybe a health book and begin to wind down the day as I lay there and read. I don't watch TV in bed. I do some computer work in bed sometimes, but the thing about sleeping a lot of times that some people might not know is that making sure that you get the lights turned off early.
Right.
Like around 9 o'clock, start going around the house and turning everything off and turning everything down. Start bringing that.
But Dan, I wish that's like the utopia for me. I'm at my studio. Like I told you, we have a jump rope gym. We're out. We're in the gyms. We're out in the studio until 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. And you come home, and I've got to because I have the business and I have to go in the computer, so it doesn't work for me. Even on the weekends, even when I try, it's such a go kind of a situation. There's no way I could ever get to bed at that time because I got to run a business. And that's the time, you're there from 5 to 9, 10 o'clock at night, So, but I'm trying, though.
Well, the thing is, Lucy, what it is once you become empowered with your own self-power, you'll realize that you can make your life any way you want it to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can change. You have that power. You're a very powerful individual, and you can make your life any way you want it. If you really believe that getting to bed by 10 p.m. was that important so that you could really take this regeneration to the next level. Because the nature's not going to change for us. We have to adapt to her. And this world is it's tough. You know what I mean? We have a lot of lights, and especially in New York, the city that never sleeps. That's a fact. I lived there for 2 years. I know. It's always going. But I found ways to survive there too. And I began to close up shop and I would get to bed early because my health is absolutely vital. And my constitution as a medium constitution, I have to be very, very careful. And through the water fasting, I will create a stronger constitution so that I'll have higher levels of regeneration. But I've had to be very, very aware in order to really live a balanced and healthy life. I have to make sure that I get to bed on time and do those things that I'm telling you, turn the lights off. Because when you really prioritize on your health, you're going to find a way to be at home and be asleep in those hours where nature does the regenerating of the kidneys and the liver at those hours of the night from 10 to 2. and you're going to find a way to prioritize on those, because you'll be waking up better and better, and you'll get more and more balanced and stronger and healthier and lose weight faster and get more done during the day. You'll be more productive. You'll be able to do what you can do in 3 hours in your business if you get enough sleep, than if you stay up and then it takes you 6 hours to do what should have taken you 3 with a clear head and great energy flow. So the other thing, what's happening is your pituitary gland is beginning to decalcify, and it's beginning to function. See, if you've got a calcified pituitary from too much bread, too much carbohydrates like the pasta, and too much milk, the carbs in the milk will clog up the pituitary and the glands in the brain. The mucus gets all throughout the body, and it slows down the oxygen utilization. It slows down the uptake of the cells of nutrients. So as soon as you remove the milk and the carbs, and not the fruit sugars, but the starchy carbs like pasta, that blood can begin to get into those glands and can begin to produce the hormones and steroids that you need to produce good sleep and wake cycles. So that's why, another reason why clean, green, fresh fruits and vegetables, and the cashews and the high nuts and stuff like that are going to do the same thing. So a lot, the gourmet raw isn't
I gotta ask you more questions about that, because I'm not a big nut fan, but whatever I need to do, like, I need to educate myself on the nuts and seeds. I gotta go back to your videos where you really give that. Hello?
Oh, Lucy?
Hello?
You still there?
Hello? Oh, yeah, I'm still here,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was just saying that, I really need to educate myself on the nuts and seeds, and, what I really need to hone in on I really want to be specific to my issues, with the MS and with the weakness and the pain and the migraine. I can't call it migraine, because that's not what it is. Just to optimize my own health.
Let's get into that for a second. With the nuts and the seeds, you're always going to want to soak nuts and seeds. My favorite are almonds and sunflower, because they actually do sprout and they become living. Pumpkin seeds are okay, macadamia nuts, but the thing is, you don't want to eat too many nuts and seeds. There isn't a human being alive on the planet that really wants to eat any more than a quarter cup of soaked nuts. Well, that's not entirely true. Like, a bodybuilder can get away with it. Like, if you're really lifting the weights or you're a power athlete, you can eat a lot more of the nuts and seeds, because you're going to burn that stuff up. But for the most part, the average person doesn't really want to eat much more than a quarter cup of nuts every other day. You know what I mean? Coconut almond yogurt, though, is a little bit different because of the bioavailability from the, the culturization process. That digests really easily. But you want to chew your nuts thoroughly. But here's the thing for you, Lucy. Right now, you're not going to really want to be huge on nuts, because the nuts and the proteins are going to slow down the healing of the nervous system. Right now, you're going to want to focus mostly on fruits and cellular regeneration. Fruits and herbs.
Got it. Now, when you say herbs, are we talking about... Because I hate wheatgrass. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just don't like it. I won't have it. Sorry.
Okay, well then let me tell you something, Lucy. If you don't like the wheatgrass, keep working. If you can't stomach it, keep cleaning yourself out until you can. Because unless you can take a nice 4-ounce shot of wheatgrass, you've got viral and bacterial issues. Because when you drink wheatgrass, you kill a lot of viruses and bacteria, and that makes you nauseous. But I can drink 12 ounces of wheatgrass in one shot without an ounce of nausea. Why? Because this part of my body's clean.
I don't know, Dan.
No, don't get afraid. Just what you do is you could take 4 apples and a 1-ounce shot of wheatgrass and start there. And that'll slowly but surely. You need to change your intestinal flora, sister, if you want to get to the highest levels.
Yeah. I'm scared. That is one... Do they have pills? I don't like it, Dan. I don't like it. I throw it up. It's just gross.
Yeah, because it's gross because your intestines are not prepared for that much chlorophyll. But if you keep going down this road, the day will come when you will have a shot of wheatgrass, and it will be pleasant, because those bitter herbs are extremely healing. But you could begin the process with apple, dandelion, arugula, cucumber, celery, lemon, ginger, habanero, lemon, ginger blast, and begin the transfer over into more chlorophyll in the GI tract, which strengthens and heals and detoxifies. Remember, green is clean. If you want to smell better and deodorize, leafy green plants. Chlorophyll deodorizes and purifies the body, alkalinizes the body. That's why I love a balance of leafy green fruits, whole tree ripened, organic, local as possible fruits, and tons of leafy green herbal juices, salads, and smoothies. Fruits and herbs, fruits and herbs, fruits and herbs. And then, later on, when you want to build up and build some power, then you bust out the macadamia nuts and make like a macadamia nut cheese to put on your salad. But for now, you're still in the regeneration phase for maybe quite some time, but since you're constitutionally strong, you could be completely regenerated within 6 months to a year and never have to look back again. As long as you stay off the junk foods.
Right.
Dead food.
Right.
Dead food is dead food, man. And guess
it's
what?
Dead food.
Death
it's dead
equals
food.
death.
You feel it. It's like horrible. I mean, Jesus. I mean, I didn't realize. I mean, literally, I felt like I was. It feels like you're killing yourself. I mean, it goes into your mouth. You're like, and then I literally, like 15, 20 minutes later, you're like, oh God, you feel horrible.
Yep, it's a drug, and what it does is our minds get addicted to the release of the serotonin and the dopamine from the flavor enhancers and the stimulants. That's why, when you get a lot of flack from the raw food chefs about my diet being boring, hey, fruits and vegetables might be boring, but at least I'm not strung out. Sometimes with the gourmet, and I know this is my own experience, you can stay just as addicted to food as you were when it was all cooked. It might be one step better because the oils are a little bit better and the sea salt is higher quality, but as far as lymphatic flow and sensory activation, keeping those senses addicted, I gotta have it, cashew, salty, cheesy, cakey, you never get a chance to get that peace with the body because you're always thinking about your next cashew, cheesy, bready, slimy, crackery, 400 ingredient raw food gourmet recipe, and that's cool. Like, we gotta have that, but I think we have to keep in mind that the best meal you can have is what I'm having today, which is going to be persimmon, banana, and cinnamon smoothie. I'm going to take that down, and everybody down here is dying for fruit. They're like, at this place where I'm staying, they're like, I bring these persimmons, and they're like, oh my God, and they're starving for some good fruit because the salad's the same every day, and then steamed vegetables. And it's like, it's really healthy that way because I understand the sense thing, but they don't use a lot of herbs here, and I'm trying to, the fruit is the energy that these people need. I mean, a lot of these people have chronic issues, and they're like eating like brown rice, cooked beans, which is better than like the meat, and it's a no fat, no salt, no sugar diet here. But the steamed grains and the cooked grains and the cooked soup, it kind of clogs up the microcapillaries. You want those microcapillaries flowing, and you want those sugars and nutrients getting to the very tips and end of those microcapillaries so it can feed your teeth, feed your hair follicles, get to your eyes, to keep your eyes clean and bright, to keep your skin radiant, and to keep the color in your face. So clean out those microcapillaries and try to eat with just clean raw food. I'm into it. I'm into it that way, and I'm going to stand behind that.
But Dad, I'm telling you, you're so right. I don't know how far to the left you were, like if you were ever one person who actually partook of the meats and
are you kidding me?
I never, you don't strike me as someone who actually ever dipped into that side of the world, eating all that crap and what have you.
No. I was a bodybuilder, junk food eater, drug addict. I mean, my life is so different now. you wouldn't even know it. But the only thing you could tell me was by the slang, you know, like, you was in the hood, wasn't you, boy, you know? Because I grew up and I used to break dance with my boys, and I played in some Rasta bands, and we would just have these big old spleefers, and we would just like, what's up? And then we would drink beer and play the steel pans and make money, and you know, and then finally I just, you know, I found this raw food thing, and I read this book, and it just was like this, and a light came out of the sky, and it was just like, wow, this is the answer to my life. Because I had been struggling. I mean, I always had Jesus since I was 4 years old. So I had this divine presence. That's why even when I was a drug addict on the street, all the drug addicts wanted to be around me. Because I would just, I had this thing, you know. I was always safe and cool. They liked me back then. Even all the girls, let's get together and have like a thing, you know what I mean? We'd be all just up all night, zing, you know. And this divinity, so once I had the taste of the real divinity from the Gospel of Peace, which I think was one of the first spiritual books I ever read. It just, I had planted all these seeds with carrot juice and wheatgrass and reading all these other nutrition books, beans and rice, and how to eat your meat and how to filet mignon your foods and all this, and soy milk and protein powders and 5,000, 8,000 calories a day to get bigger. And then I just read this book, and it was just like, eat. When you eat the living food, you become alive, and when you eat the dead food, you die.
I was say. I mean, oh my, it's so dead. When you said that, I was like, oh my God, bing, bing, bing. Literally, when I bite into a pepper, like a bell pepper, it feels like my cells are tingling. You're so alive. You're so aware of the food going in. It's raw, it's alive, it's energizing, it's alive. You know, you really do feel it. But you see, the thing is, going raw, you actually are so aware of, I mean, I can't explain it. Like, it's hard for me. Like, you're aware of the food, and you're aware of what it's doing for you, as opposed to like chowing down like some sandwiches and blah blah blah. You're just like eating. You're comatose. You know, you don't even know what's happening to you. But with raw, you can calm down and just like, you know that this food is actually like like healing you. You know, and I know I sound like a kook, but I swear to you, that's exactly what it feels like. I've never ever had that experience before.
You are a kook. What is your next question so that we can? Are we still talking about sleep?
I don't even know what we're talking about. I mean, but I'm good for now. Like, I got like a wealth of information from you. Usually, like, what I do is, Dan, when I look at your videos, right? Like, what I do is I take it, then I go back and I refresh, like, on my, you know, my medical background. Just to say, is this correct? Not like I'm checking what you're saying, but just knowing what I know, I want to like enhance it. So I go and I check, okay, what's the medical foundation behind it? That's what I wanted to say too, and I forgot. When you come correct on film, you speak from your life experience, holistically wise, but medically based as well. Everything is correct. There's nothing erroneous about anything that you said. Whereas I've listened to some other videos, they're not very medically correct. But, you know, I'm not going to, like, out them. Just like I would just question it or make, like, in addition to what they say, but not to make them feel badly about what they're saying, even if it's incorrect. You know what I mean? Because everybody has their right to say what they want to say. But that's what I was telling my friends. When you speak medically, but you also speak holistically, where everyone can understand. You know, from the person who is illiterate on the street to somebody who's extremely savvy in medicine. I mean, you got it. I just want to end it off by saying, Dad, thank you. Thank you for being you. I can't even tell you how you've changed my life. I mean, I don't know. You're going to hear it a lot. Forget about the ego. I'm just telling you what it is. You know, you are a spirit. You are a light. You're an angel. For us people out here who thought, because I thought I would never get better. The doctors are telling me I'm going to be in a wheelchair, blah, 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 whatever. You know, yeah, I do have a cane from time to time because I buckle over and I fall over. But a wheelchair? And I'm a competitive jumper? No. When I saw your video,
are you still on the cane?
Huh?
Still using it?
Off and on.
Okay.
But the last 3 weeks, I've only had to use it twice, and that was maybe for 15 minutes. I'm telling you. I mean, Dan, like the thing is, you have got to track my progress. I know that in 6 months, I'm going to be a completely different woman.
Yeah, especially if you can if you can limit the turkey and the fish. The more that you get rid of, the more protein that you get rid of right now, the faster you're going to have neurological. Now, see, the medical, they say, oh, you've got this disease, you need more protein, and it's actually that disease was actually caused by too much excessive amino acids.
Oh my God! Wait, I gotta tell you this story. I swear to you, like 2 years ago, they put me on some high omega, high fish shark oil program for the MS, and I'm like, wow, I am eating so much fish. This doesn't make me feel good. They're like, the doctor's like, it's going to really help you. It's going to help increase myelin sheath activity. I'm like, you can't increase myelin sheath activity. I know what you're trying to say. A lot of these physicians, they don't know that I'm a physician myself. I don't act like it. I come in as a lay person and just so I can be open-minded about things, right? But you can't. Once your nerve is damaged, it is damaged. It becomes scar tissue. What you need to do right now is to regenerate the cells around this damaged cell in order to boost functioning, okay? I know what I'm talking about, and you know what you're talking about. And when you actually said it on a video, I'm like, you see what I'm talking about? Dan knows. They were pumping me up with so much protein that literally when I went to go pee, I would smell I would smell the stuff. My kidneys felt like crap. It's no joke.
Uric acid.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so really a lot of many of the diseases today are the result of excess amino acid consumption or excess protein, really. Amino acids that burn a little bit, are utilized a little bit more cleanly, but the flesh protein is extremely inefficient form of nutrient for the human body. Now, it's okay. Anyone can eat anything they want, but I'm always speaking in the context of healing and regeneration and spiritual illumination to, energize the inner aura, and that is a step-down transmitter into the physical organism. So I'm always saying, energize your inner being with the vibrational essence of an orange that was just picked off the tree, persimmons off the tree, ripening bananas, and then get a lot of oxygen, sunlight, and get into the cycles of nature with your sleep. And then, getting to bed at 10 o'clock and sleeping for, anywhere from 6 to 9 hours for most people. It depends. Wait until you sleep 8 hours. Lucy, you're going to be especially one of these nights when you get a chance, go to bed at 9. Turn all the lights off. Even if you toss and turn for a while, at least you'll be in bed. And if you can get to sleep by 10, and you can get that 10 and 2, you'll wake up, that cane, you'll be able to toss that cane. You wake up in the morning, have some orange juice, a nice lemon ginger blast or something, maybe a sprout salad for lunch. I've been having these sprout salads where I'll just take a little bit of lettuce and then about just a pile of sprouts. And then last night I was just running laps of energy out here at 9 o'clock at night going, man, I got to get to bed so I can follow my own advice. But I was so hyped up on persimmons and sprouts and watermelon, I didn't know what to do, you know what I mean?
Wow.
So fruits and herbs and sleep and pure water and massage is what I wanted to tell you. Go get yourself a Chinese massage before you get ready to get some sleep. And then celery is good for sleep, celery juice. A really good tonic for sleep is apple, lettuce, and celery. A couple hours before you go to bed, that'll mellow you out. Turn down all the music, all the lights, quiet your senses, meditate a little, maybe bring in a little bit of meditation music, and calm yourself down. Lay on the couch, read a spiritual book, let go of the day. Have faith that once it's time to go to sleep, that He's got the whole world in His hands. Whatever problems you are dealing with, set them down, put them into a jar. Just put your problems into a jar and put the lid on until the morning. And then when you wake up and be thankful for another fantastic day, to grow, to be a better person, to love more deeply, to love yourself, to have more fun, to get healthier. And if you want to, if you want, you can pull the jar out and start working on your problems again. Or you can just leave them in the jar and realize that there really is no problem, but only one perfect divine flow. And so, you know, we can create intention, because intention collapses the wave function of potentiality. There's infinite potential, and then you as a human being have the most amazing gift, and that is a gift to create an intention. I intend to build a house on that hill. Well, you know what you just did? You took the possibility of there being a house on that hill and collapsed the wave function into your brain. Now you have a picture of that house on that hill. Now you just created a possibility that wasn't there before through the act of intention. So what do you want to intend with your infinitely powerful inner illuminescent light? You can be or do or have anything, because you are an infinite creative being. Diseases? Easy. Get rid of the diseases and stuff with the fruits and vegetables and detox and water fasting, and then make up a huge dream. Do something crazy. Build like a $1 million mansion, and then plant like 100,000 fruit trees, and then have like a party every year, and just, oh, you don't have to pay. Just invite everyone for free, and all the kale and the spinach will be out there, and you can run around naked.
I love you, Dad.
You know what I'm saying?
You're so awesome.
I'm talking about my dream. You know what I'm saying? I think we did good. Is there anything you want to say to these guys, Lucy? Real short.
Oh, are we still on the air?
We're on the air.
Oh, no way. I thought we were over. I didn't know. Oh, you know what, guys? All I can say is that, you know what Dan says is the truth, guys. It is the truth. It is the God-given truth. I don't know. I'm so psyched, guys. Just do it. Try raw. And once you go there, you won't go back, I promise. And just give it some time. And okay, if you fall off the wagon, that's okay, but get back on it, because it works. It works. I'm living proof, guys. Lucy B in the house, no joke.
Lucy, where can they, would you like to get would you like to inquire? I mean, you might be able to help some people if I...
I want to help. I mean, Dan, I was going to ask you, is there any way, if you're in New York, that you can come to Lucy B's Jumpin' Fun and give a talk to our parents and our kids? I want our kids to hear you. You know, knock them over with the fruits and vegetables. Again, you know what? Just knock them over, because already they're into their health. They love to work out. They love to jump rope. But I think if we could just add just a tad bit more to it. You know, look, I'm not a nutritionist, and I never like to tell people what to eat, what not to eat, because I know I have my own thing going on with food and what have you. Especially now, in light of finding out now that I had a food addiction and an eating disorder. I mean, this is something I want to talk about. I don't want to hide it from the world. I want to tell them about my story so that I can help someone else. You know what I'm saying?
So, Lucy,
if there's any way, you know?
Okay, it's on. It'll probably be... Well, how about we do this? I'll come in when I go to the Woodstock Fruit Festival.
In August?
Yes.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay,
yes.
So we'll try something maybe in the very beginning of September. So what's your... Lucy, if you want, we can give your contact info, but you may get 50 or 100 emails.
I can get 1,000 emails, and I respond to every single one of them. I'm at all hours of the night. Hopefully not anymore.
Make sure you do it after you get a good night's rest. So what is your...
The thing is, but what I'm telling you, Dan, I'm not going back there. You know, I really want to practice what I preach. I really want to be the poster child for this, the transformation. So everything I do from 3 weeks ago and on is all about transformation, so that I can be the inspiration and the motivation for someone else who has gone through or who is going through the same thing. I really want to get out there and help. You know, I have so much to say, so much work to do with people, and I want to be like you. I mean, you are a servant to the people, and I admire you so much, Dan. You have no idea. Oh God, you just don't know.
Well, Lucy, you sure have. You have been the start of a very beautiful day for me. You've got me inspired and excited. You are a gifted human being. I will tell you that right now.
Thank you so much.
And
Thank you so much.
You're just so
Dan,
zestful.
I love what I do. I do what I love, and no bull. Just like you. I mean, I come correct. You know what I mean? And some people can't handle it. But more people can, you know, and that's all that matters. If you can reach out and help another with your story, okay? Nobody wants to hear about flowers and daisies and all of that. People want to hear about your ups and your downs and how you got through it so that they can get through it. And this is what it's all about. Raw fruits and vegetables, herbs, getting it out there. And again, I'm the most resistant person, you know, there is out there. And if you've made a believer out of me, oh my gosh, forget it.
Lucy, what's your contact info?
You can go to www.lucyb. I'm going to spell it out for you. It's LUCIE, B as in boy, JUMP, the letter N, fun.com. So LucyB, jumpinfun.com. And that will take you right to you know, my contact information, or go on Facebook, Lucy B, 807.
I checked you out just to make sure you were legit. I saw your great website.
Man.
You look very young.
I'm 44.
I know. I thought you were in your 20s. I thought you were in your 20s for real. So that's straight legit. Okay, Lucy, I got to go make breakfast for these people. They're starving for some real fresh fruit.
Yes.
They don't want to eat lettuce for breakfast anymore, and oatmeal. So I got to go get them some persimmon pudding. Lucy, thank you so much. I am going to meet you one day. You are my friend.
August, make it happen. August 2012, baby. That's
okay,
it.
You have my number. Why don't you please, I have 10 zillion everything going on all the time, so why don't you stay on top of me, and if you can't make it to the fruit festival, then get a hold of me before that, and we'll set something up. We'll come in for the day, and we'll do a little talk for your peeps.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dan.
My pleasure.
You're a blessing. God bless you.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you very much, my friends. Quite an interesting character, isn't she? Man, she really gets me excited to go out there and live today. I'm going to make some pudding out of persimmons and bring it down to the folks here at the True North Health. Anyways, if you want to subscribe to these videos, that's awesome. And if you want to eliminate pain, stiffness, inflammation, what the world calls diseases, then I highly recommend the cleanest raw living food diet that you possibly can. And then work with yourself really slowly and be very compassionate with yourself, non-judgmental. And remember, just awareness is your greatest tool. Just be aware. The light of awareness changes things spontaneously. So just keep paying attention to all those, to the things that you think are good to do and to the things that you think are not good to do. Just pay attention to everything. You'll be amazed at what a little bit of just observational awareness without judgment can do for your life. Dan McDonald, I am your servant, and I sure do appreciate your time. Peace be with you today. Enjoy your life. You deserve it.